So we're back at it with some Genshin Impact. This is the second part of the Raiden Shogun's quest and Story Quest 2. And so there's a story teaser that we need to check out to give us a little bit more information before we finish this up. So we're going to check that out.
Okay.
When lightning flashes, it casts a shadow. My name means shadow. With my blade, I purged all obstacles to progress.
Ride the snake.
And yet, something was lost with each step forward. In the end, I even lost her. The tales are still retold in the shade of every Thunder Sakura. But the wounds left on our nation by that terrible loss still ache. Never stop searching, even if only for a brief flash of light. If nothing else, we have the present moment. She said that once.
So who's speaking?
But I've seen a nation stride forward and lose everything to the heavenly principles. Perhaps only if
Raiden
time
Shogun?
stands still,
Oh, okay.
will the lightning's glow never fade.
That's what she's talking about.
The present
sister that she
moment
lost.
is a
So this is
fragile
right.
illusion. Only eternity can bring us closer to the heavenly principles. I am no longer the shadow. Mine is the most supreme and noble form. Let power over the realm be vested within me. In this form shall I honor my subjects' dream, for a land of eternity, unchanging forevermore.
Yeah, because like at first I'm like I assumed it was the Raiden Shogun talking, and then it kept like showing her. It kept showing Raiden Shogun when it kept talking about her. At least I thought that's what they were showing, but then I forgot about like the sister, and like that was original. Like I was like, oh yeah, okay, so that's the sister, so that's what she's talking about. Because I thought somebody talking about the Raiden Shogun, so got confused there for a second. But we're back at it, people.
Once again, please leave them to me.
Hey! Are you sure you're all right? You're scaring us!
Fear not. Fighting is what I do best.
Struggling.
Hey, maybe you should leave this one to us.
You're gonna pass out
Yeah, I think you should.
or have a heart attack.
My apologies.
Don't worry about it. Just take a breather and get your strength back.
Mm-hmm.
Listen,
We'll
Paimon.
deal with the monsters. Look, that's the same light again.
More go.
Where am I? Who are you? Almighty Shogun, you're here too. Are you injured, Your Excellency?
And she's having a panic attack.
I'm quite all right. Just feeling a little stiff.
We, the Shogunate Samurai, will defend the Shogun until the very end.
You already did that.
Come on, men. They're coming back for more. Let's get them.
Don't! It's too dangerous.
Danger is our duty, ma'am. If we were the kinds to shy away from danger, we never would have taken up arms to begin with.
No need to worry, Almighty Shogun. When the situation looks bleak, we will draw on the power granted to us by the gods.
Is that a vision?
It certainly
Nice spot,
is.
Paimon.
I know the gods are omnipotent, and their willingness to grant their power to humans means they have high expectations for us. If the Almighty Shogun is in trouble, now of all times is the moment for us to honor that.
So that's how samurai of that era understood visions, huh?
So full of hope.
Nobody knew where your excellency had gone, and we were starting to despair. But now we've found you. You're right here with us.
She never left.
Just the sight of you appearing before us once more has reignited the hope in our hearts. This hope is the light that will guide us out from the darkness.
Everyone, on me!
We'll help too!
Huh? Affirmative, but watch your backs. It seems like their attacks are finally over.
I've never fought so fiercely before.
Way to pat yourself on the back, dude.
Thank you all.
Are you okay? Maybe you should keep resting.
I'm fine. I feel much better already.
You don't sound
You
it.
fought phenomenally. It was truly awe-inspiring.
Yeah.
The monsters will definitely come back, and when they do, it'll be more than a few Rift Hounds this time. Quickly, escort Her Excellency back to Inazuma City, and regroup with the General's forces as soon as possible.
When everyone sees the Almighty Shogun safely returning, their spirits will be lifted.
Well, what are you guys gonna do?
We will stay here and guard against the monsters' advance. We cannot afford to let them get any further. We are brothers in arms. As long as we stick together, we can face any number of monsters that come our way.
You have no business disrupting the
Just
reality
leave it
experience.
to us. Fighting is what we do best. But the Almighty Shogun is the only one of us with the power to change the present state of affairs. Only Her Excellency can turn back the tide of despair and lead us onward into the future. No matter what kind of threat faces Inazuma, we will always place our faith in the Almighty Shogun.
Thank you all very much. I promise you that I will create a bright future for Inazuma. I should not have left it this late to make this promise. But from this moment forth, know that I shall be true to my word.
Don't worry, Your Excellency. We will never doubt your word as long as we live. With you leading us, we will claim back everything that Inazuma has lost.
Glory to the Shogun! Glory to the Shogun!
Return to the mist.
They're gone.
Thanks, Paimon.
It was
Couldn't tell.
both. The people's sacrifice has always caused me immense pain. But in dwelling on the tragedy, I overlooked their splendor. The grief blinded me to how brightly they shone in their final moments. The
Beautiful way to
result
look at it.
being that in the centuries since their sacrifice, I have dishonored their will. You could take the view that whatever I say to them is meaningless, because they are but disembodied memories held in the ley lines. But even so, they are due a resolution. I owe it to them, and to all the people who have placed their faith in me to date.
Well, Paimon thinks that even if it's a few hundred years later, you're doing right by them now, and that's what counts.
Thank you for your comforting words. But this is my basic duty as Inazuma's Archon, and I have neglected it for far too long. I used to think just like that samurai, that I was first and foremost a warrior, and my only duty was to face whatever challenge came my way. But what Inazuma needs more than a warrior is someone like Makoto. Even though I am utterly unlike Makoto and can never become the person she was, I still need to do the things that she would have done.
Humans are worthy of your trust.
Yes, they are. They are strong and resilient and have much to be proud of. As the Raiden Shogun they revere, I should not be the one to hold them back.
Well said. Sounds to Paimon like you figured things out.
Change will come to Inazuma, and with it, new possibilities. This will take time, But eventually, the future will bring healing to the scars of the past. No matter how long it takes, I am committed to bringing this to fruition. This is my promise. Now that we've dealt with the Rift Hounds, this matter is halfway resolved. It does not appear that the threat will escalate for the time being. I will leave the Tenryo and Yashiro commissions to handle the follow-up work, such as investigating the origins of this incident and tending to the root system.
Alrighty then, let's move on. It looks calm on the outside, but Paimon bets her emotions must be all over the place right now, huh? She seems to have changed a lot since we last met her. Huh?
Well, a lot's changed for her.
Okay? Come on, keep up.
Brain freeze?
What's going on? Are you feeling unwell again?
My body... I can't move it.
Yeah, I would say she's feeling unwell.
It looks like the situation is more serious than I thought.
Yeah,
Get her to a healer.
seems very serious.
No need. She is calling me. The time has come. Can you help me walk? I need to go to the cave below the Grand Narukami Shrine.
Why? What's in there?
A battleground. One where I shall sever ties with the past and take the first steps into the future.
Sounds intense.
We're
Yeah.
finally here. The entrance should be nearby.
Whoa! Where'd the Torii Gate come from?
It's getting worse again. But it's fine. I'm happy. I'm about to put an end to it all.
You can make it.
This is a
Yeah,
place
really.
I once sealed off with my own hands. The entrance to Raiden Makoto's realm of consciousness. It looks like she will no longer allow me to do with this body as I please.
Huh? What are you talking about? And who is she? Makoto?
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be her sister.
Follow me.
Sure. Another creepy portal.
Yeah, you really sold us on the destination.
Whoa.
Paimon's dizzy. Where did we get sucked into this time?
Like it always happens.
Whoa. This place.
The plane of Euthymia.
Look over there. It's another A.
We meet again, traveler. This body is an assistant to the One Within, but it is also the guardian of the rules. Should the One Within wish to stray from the rules, this body shall stand in her way.
Wait, Paimon knows that voice. Is that the puppet?
You
Okay.
have wandered the realm in my body, and you appear to have grasped the true essence of eternity.
So the puppet thinks it's the real
You
one?
believe your present self has greater certainty than your former self. Thus, you believe your present self is correct, don't you? But have you really been enlightened with new ideas? Or have you been degraded by irreversible erosion? I'm here to show you my answer.
See, this is what
We
happens
are
when AI
both
takes over.
warriors, and the dialogue we must now have shall be conducted by the blade alone.
Starts thinking it knows. better.
Wait. The atmosphere in here just took a turn for the worse. Are you alright now?
The discomfort I was experiencing earlier was caused by the Shogun rejecting my continued use of her body. As she indicates, once I started entertaining the idea of change, I became hostile in her eyes. But inside a realm of consciousness, I exist independently of her. She cannot affect me in this way. Though she is a puppet, the Shogun has her own consciousness too. When necessary, she appears here to confront me.
Huh.
Paimon gets that everyone has their internal battles and stuff. Like this? It's a bit extreme.
Yeah.
Hey, showdown with the Shogun? Never thought we'd see that day.
Nope.
The rules I set for the Shogun are... No. The Shogun herself is the manifestation of my past ideals.
Yep.
The very foundation stone of eternity. It shall not be easily swayed. I would not try to change her if it wasn't necessary.
Must destroy her.
Isn't there any other way? Can't you talk it through or something?
She just explains that she can't.
But they both just want the best for Inazuma.
Yeah, but they disagree on what the best is.
My form is
Way
a
forward
symbol of
is.
supreme majesty, in which has been vested power over all the realm. It is the cohesive embodiment of all that constitutes the Raiden Shogun. It inherits Ei's pain, the pain of inevitable loss that comes as she moves forward. So too does it inherit her determination to reach eternity. Every action undertaken is for the sake of resisting erosion. Determination, courage, love, hatred, all of these will be degraded and distorted by the incessant flow of time. Only rules shall remain constant for eternity. Those were my thoughts when I created you. Now, they are towering obstacles that I have no choice but to overcome. You wish to make yourself my enemy? I am your past, the everlasting law, the guardian of eternity. And I am she who promised a dream to her subjects. Raiden A.
Nice.
Have you finally defeated her?
It appears your martial prowess has not dulled. But how long can your will remain strong? In this realm of consciousness, her existence is tenacious indeed.
Damn.
She was built to resist erosion. Her will is stronger than any other living being's, including you and me.
So how do you defeat her?
Does that mean this is gonna be a never-ending battle?
Paimon sounds like she's gonna cry.
Maybe. But I have to prove to her that my present will is no product of erosion. The future I shall forge will be a grand undertaking. One that
This
will
is a
be
test. Make sure
resistant to
you
erosion.
really want this.
If I don't
This is
do
that
this,
really your new.
the Shogun's rules
desire.
can never change, and Inazuma can never move forward. This is my duty. No matter how long this battle may last, months, years, centuries,
Damn.
and no matter how many times we must fight, I will defeat her.
Yeah, what will happen to Inazuma in the meantime?
500 years ago, humanity proved their strength in battle. Here in the present, they rely on their ambition to challenge wayward practices, tear them out like the diseased wood of an old sakura tree, so that new, healthy branches might spring to life in their place. It is about time that I learned to trust them. I understand that. But if the dreams of which Makoto spoke are true eternity, a short moment for which the Shogun does not exist is nothing to fear. I fight for the everlasting future of Inazuma. However long the battle may last, it is but a drop in the ocean of eternity. I vow to the subjects of Inazuma that I shall one day return. This is my oath. Please, be my witness. During my absence, I place everything in Miko's hands.
Good hands placement.
But this means that...
Pass on my words.
Looks like we got kicked out.
Okay.
Oh, what do we do? Are we really just gonna leave A and the Shogun to keep on duking it out in there forever?
Do we have a choice?
Yeah, which choice do you have?
Sense. And maybe this is the only way to change the Shogun's rules, but still. Right? Also, A can be pretty stubborn at times and has a history of rushing into difficult situations. What if she gets too obsessed with winning and she forgets why she's there in the first place? It could happen, and then she might never leave again.
Not about to leave her just yet.
Yeah,
Okay.
we should help her out, like we did last time. The quicker she gets through this, the better.
Yes, Paimon.
Is there any way we can cut down how long she needs to spend in there? Or, help her win the fight?
Sensu bean.
Well, whatever. We can't let anything bad happen to A while she's in there. Oh, but
Go talk to
we also
Yaimiko.
can't get in there anymore.
Talk to Yaimiko.
Okay, well, first things first. We gotta find a way back in. Oh, come on, brain juice. Don't feel time on now. Okay, maybe if we both ram into it at the same time really, really hard.
Finally,
Ram
we got
into
there.
what? There's no portal
Exactly.
You're right. Paimon nearly forgot about her.
there. Well, we didn't, Paimon. Don't worry.
Yeah,
Who
exactly.
knows if she really understands these consciousness realm playing thingies more than we do.
She definitely understands it more than you do.
What else we can turn to? All right, up the mountain we go.
She's got a little bit more brain juice, Paimon.
Yep.
Someone's not in the best of moods. Let me guess. You're all tangled up in another situation and need me to unravel it for you. I hope you realize how lucky you are. If it was anyone else, I don't think I'd have the patience to keep greeting them with a smile after the first few times.
But you're always smiling.
That was a figure of speech, do you understand? Nitpicking my turns of phrase. The sheer audacity.
Oh, yeah. Something really big's happened. It's A. She...
Oh, okay, I see. So, A's decided to palm Inazuma off
And you should
on
be
the
like super calm
humans,
about it.
while she goes off on her own to fight a fierce battle that doesn't even have an end date. Impossibly stubborn. Jumps straight to the most extreme course of action imaginable. Presumes her sheer will can see her through, despite
Sounds like
a
your
near
friend.
impossible goal that requires nothing short of the very peak of her abilities. Yes, that sounds like A, all right. You know as well as I do that she's always been like this. Why start fretting about it now?
Yaimiko, you're
Rushed
awesome.
into it without thinking. Well put. Oh, she acts like such a child sometimes. So you seem to be under the impression that I am able to offer some sort of help? Who gave you that idea?
She did?
She playing dumb? She's doing this on purpose, for sure.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. You're learning, little one. But really, the truth of the matter is that I don't know much more about Raiden Makoto's realm of consciousness than you do. All I know is that it's the foundation of the sacred Sakura, and from what I've heard, it's a little different from A's plane of euthymia.
Because Raiden Makoto is no longer alive?
Not just because of that. The nature of the space itself is different in some way. But I can only speculate. You're the ones who have actually been there, so you tell me. What was it like? Anyway, we needn't worry about the details too much. It'll just be a little difficult to explain things later on, that's all. First things first. Follow me to the entrance. Now then, I always have my ways. It's just a question of how crafty I need to be. To the outsider, the realm of consciousness is a very abstract concept. Luckily, I'm A's familiar, so I can sense her rough whereabouts. In other words, even though I can't pinpoint the exact spatial location of this realm, I can still send you to where A is.
So, it's abstract, but has a location, but you don't know where it is, but you can still send us there. What?
Yes, no need to try and understand it. Let me put this simply. Right now, she is surrounded by chaos.
Oh, goody.
Everything is turbulent and disordered. If you try to force your way in, you could be swept away by a giant wave that sets you down in an unknown corner of space-time. This is precisely why when entering the plane of euthymia, it's much safer if you place your consciousness in a physical object first.
What? Alright, well, Paimon, stay here then. You two can go in.
Suit yourself. Worst case scenario, all we stand to lose is A. So what's the big deal?
Paimon's had it up to here with both of you. Fine. Paimon's coming too.
Oh, well, if you're quite sure, then of course. Now, I shall send you on your way. I say. Oh, nothing. It just seems extraordinarily chaotic, that's all. My suspicions have been confirmed. By the way, remember to focus constantly on your heartfelt wishes when you enter inside. Only a strong enough will can prevent you from being swallowed by the giant waves of abstract space. Only if you are strong enough can I deliver you to the right destination. Well then, the door's open. Hop on in. I'll stay outside and provide what stability I can. I'll be ready to respond if anything happens. I'm placing my god in your capable hands. For my sake and for Inazuma's, please, bring her back.
Miko, you better know what you're doing.
That's enough chatter. Get to work.
Oh, Paimon is so scared.
Oh, with good reason. Whoa.
Remember to focus constantly on your heartfelt wishes when you enter inside.
Yeah,
Only if you are
be tough to
strong
keep
enough
focused.
can I deliver you to the right destination.
They're still staring at each other? No, you go first. No, you go first. How many fights do you think they've had so far?
I don't think they've gotten started yet.
How can this be? You have returned. But how were you able to get back in? And how come you have not changed at all in all these years?
All these years? Oh my god, how long have you
This is a duel to remember.
fighting?
It is as if we have returned to the moment when the laws of eternity were first
Oh, because I Miko's I'm like
established.
in the future.
Your will today is as strong as it was back then. Over countless battles, not once have you lost, and never have you shown the slightest hesitation. Had I made all enemies of eternity stand against you, you still would not have wavered.
Yes, now do you get it?
For your firm commitment to enforcing the rules, you have my admiration too. You bring honor to the title of
Hey, scratch her own, like, pat
Guardian
herself on the
of
back.
Eternity. Now these two return once more to this space. An inevitability of fate, perhaps. Then, let this be our final duel. The conclusion to that which began 500
Oh my
years ago.
god!
Final duel? So you're finally willing to
Risk it all. Bet it all.
stand back, traveler.
Time to
I'm
put an
going
end
to
to it.
be the start of something new. This is the end. You have won. I believed you were incapable of transcending the past. But it seems my belief was baseless, and I underestimated your spirit. But a will that cannot be eroded has no way to embrace the future. You need not worry about the future. And you aren't alone. I know your power more than anyone else. Had I relied upon my strength alone, I would have lost this duel for sure. Yet, my reason for fighting redefined my martial prowess and redrew my limits. I now carry the gaze of the myriad of expectant eyes that look to the light in the heavens. And whenever I think of this, I feel something stirring within Muso Ishin. The blade that I inherited from Makoto seems to be trying to guide me, to encourage me. I noticed it also. Just now in the heat of battle, it seemed to unleash a new and unfamiliar power. This power is beyond the limits of my understanding. This blade belonged to Makoto. Perhaps it can only respond to me with its full power when I truly understand and believe in her. When I clasped Muso Ishin in my hands, I had the feeling that she was by my side once again. It was at once a familiar feeling and a strange one. Makoto barely wielded a blade in her life, and yet her blade brings me closer to her. You have my approval.
Okay.
Your present will is not the product of erosion. I shall no longer stop you from attempting to modify the rules. From this day forth, this body will remain your assistant. I won't design any more rules that can never be changed. You used to represent my past, but from today onward, you are me. Makoto never saw me as a fearless weapon. Likewise, I should not regard you as a mere tool. You truly have changed. I suppose this is what humans call growth. I understand. I shall become your shadow, just as you were once Makoto's shadow. The duties I perform will not change. But as a warrior, I look forward to the chance to fight like this again in the future. Do you say this because you have not yet reconciled yourself with your defeat?
Probably.
It was simply a new experience for me. One that is worth reliving.
Have you finished fighting then? For real this time?
For realsies? Yeah, her blade chilled out.
Hello, A.
Oh no.
And greetings, those who have come to bear witness.
Aw.
I am Raiden Makoto, the previous Electro Archon, who failed in my duties and left you all to pick up the pieces. Makoto? I'm so happy. You've come so far. I always knew you would make it here in the end. I left a faint fragment of my will in Muso Ishin, so that in the moment that you unleashed its full power, I too would be released. A convoluted way to reach you, but... well, you held such deeply entrenched views at the time that you wouldn't have listened to a word I said.
Smart.
There was no time
make sure
to
she was
wait
ready.
for you to have a change of heart. Please forgive me. All I could do was find some way to wait until you came to me.
But you never mentioned this to me.
Everything happened so suddenly. I'm sorry. I've always felt terrible for having to entrust Inazuma to you all of a sudden. I should have been the one to impart these ideas to you, a little at a time, to dissuade you from your pursuit of stillness.
Did you know what was about to happen in Conria?
I had some sense of it. That place was not somewhere that any Archon could afford to ignore. In my present form, I can no longer perceive time. I don't know how long we have been separated before this reunion, and I don't know what Inazuma has experienced in the meantime. But I know that this must have been an extremely arduous journey for you. And I'm sure you must have wanted to shed tears many times along the way. Don't look down on me. See? You admit it. It was with this possibility in mind that I left a parting gift for you. Something to soothe Inazuma's pain. Here, take it, before my last shred of consciousness fades away. But it is you who must take the most important step. Tree that blesses the people, in this moment new to the world and yet to be known. When to plant it, where it shall bloom. She who brings it into being must let her heart and dreams decide. Grant it life, eh? Is it really? Extends time into infinity.
Take what you want to be turned into a pod when you die.
Illuminate each moment within. When both shine in unison, the sacred Sakura blooms from the darkness, finally free from the clutches of the heavenly principles. Now the nightmare has dissipated, and reality is made whole. The vision we both yearn for is still further ahead. My only regret is that I cannot witness Inazuma's future. Nor can I walk this journey with you. Do you know, I am so happy right now, because my final wish has now come true.
It's tough to tell because you're just a
Your
floating ball.
polearm once protected me from countless calamities. For this, I've always felt indebted to you. Though I could never repay you in full, this sacred Sakura will buy you some time until you are ready to awaken and embrace the new. What do you think? Did it do the trick? This time, it really is goodbye, eh?
Pretty?
Yeah. Just gonna say that.
Goodbye, Makoto.
So the A of the present planted the sacred Sakura in the realm of consciousness, and it took root in the Inazuma of the past. No matter what you make of it, it's quite incredible.
Yeah.
All of this is thanks to Makoto's power. Her understanding of eternity is much more profound than mine. Eternity is a concept intimately connected with time. When you begin to touch on eternity, the concept of time becomes murky.
A place where time is meaningless and cannot be understood with ordinary logic. So that was the turbulence I was sensing. Perhaps that is the reason why you were able to return precisely to this point in time without any problems. And yet, that sense of disorderliness has now completely disappeared.
I don't fully understand yet. But my intuition tells me that the reason for everything, it's that seed.
Well, I'm not convinced that it was Makoto's power alone.
She needs you to help unlock it.
Perhaps Makoto got a higher power involved in all of this. But whatever the explanation, her solution is what saved us all. Without the sacred Sakura, Inazuma would likely have been completely swallowed up centuries ago by that disaster and the filth.
I know you've always perceived there was something special about the sacred Sakura, but to me, it has always been there. You've tried in the past to prove to me that there's a connection between the sacred Sakura and Makoto's consciousness, but unfortunately, you never did persuade me, did you?
Well, maybe she doesn't do now.
But I understand why now. It was because the sacred sakura hadn't even been planted then.
But don't you think that tree looked a lot different than how it does now?
The sacred sakura is within my purview at the shrine, so obviously I get to prune it exactly how I like it.
Ugh. Now we see who's pulling the strings.
I'm joking. That tree has been through a lot since it first sprouted. We have the loving care of Kitsune over the ages to thank for how it appears today. And obviously I played my part too. It's fair to say that very little time passed between the moment you came out of that realm and the moment you re-entered it. But in that same time, centuries of battling took place on the inside, did it not? Traveler, if I'm guessing correctly, you were repeating your wishes to yourself in your mind, weren't you?
The way she says that.
At that time, I could sense A's whereabouts, but I also sensed anomalies in the flow of time within that space. Suffice to say, time added a whole new dimension to our search. Simply establishing a location was not sufficient. Fortunately, your will was strong enough that the turbulence carried you to the moment in time most likely to be the intersection of all that you were wishing for.
Brain juice,
The
just
flow of turbulence
not
may
enough
well have been influenced by
understand all
Makoto,
this.
but it took everyone's efforts combined to ultimately help A. So this time, it looks like thanks are due to you.
Wow.
Does that
Amiko
mean
doesn't.
it wasn't by chance that we ended up at the final duel? We were always meant to be there to witness what was going to happen?
Inevitability of fate.
I thought that the flow of time was the same on the inside and the outside, so it was a great shock to me when the traveler reappeared. My first thought was, has a great disaster befallen Inazuma? But it turned out you had come to rescue me. You came for my sake, to help me reach the best possible outcome.
You're welcome.
You too have my thanks. You have done much for me, and I will never forget it.
A, how are you feeling now?
My body has fully recovered, and the Shogun's will no longer fights against me.
Always thrilled to hear you're in good health. But I was really asking about your emotions. Managed to calm down. After all, you saw Makoto in there, didn't you?
I only heard her voice. I wouldn't say I saw her. I'll be fine. It brought a few things back, of course, but I've made my decision to move forward. I have to say, this has reminded me once again just how brilliant Makoto was. She predicted all the ways in which Inazuma's future could unfold all the way back then. She even factored my immaturity into her plan.
She would have gotten along with Kanosato Ayaka.
It's all thanks to her that Inazuma lived to see this day. I just planted a seed.
Your will and hers were both indispensable.
Yeah, it was thanks to everything you did that you got to see her again. That's amazing.
Doesn't mean you should be
Thank
undervalued
you.
your part to play.
Today, at long last, you and Inazuma finally emerge from the shadows cast by the events of centuries past. Makoto and you are Inazuma's past and future, and both are indispensable.
It's rare to hear such comforting words from you. I graciously accept them.
Oh, come on. You only think it's rare because you never used to listen to a word I say.
Makoto said the exact same thing.
Great minds think alike, I wonder, does that qualify me to, maybe, take the position of Shogun for a couple of days?
Definitely qualifies you.
Actually,
You're
no.
for sure qualified.
Forget that. Far more trouble than it's worth.
That's why you're smart.
We will have to end the frivolities there. There is much work to be done. The Shogun and I will closely review the Inazuma of today to find out where things currently stand. Then, we will give careful consideration to the future. After that, I will abolish the Sakoku decree.
Really? That's huge news!
I am no longer pursuing an eternity defined by stasis. In which case, there is no further need to keep the nation under lock and key.
Nice.
I
Huge.
don't doubt that many challenges lie ahead for Inazuma. I'm looking forward to it.
Okay.
That was cool. I mean, it was intense, and like just whenever like time manipulation comes into play, and like, you know, the fact of like Paimon and the Traveler were always supposed to have gotten to that moment, and so that like that tree could be planted 500, like so that it could grow, like the seed could grow for the tree that was already there, but then we saw the first planting of the tree, and like so it was just, yeah, I'm sure I missed a couple of things in there, but overall I really enjoyed this quest.
I mean, I'm gonna back that up and say I'm the same way. I'm kind of with you in Paimon. I feel like I needed a little more brain juice for this one, but it was very interesting to see the dynamic between the Raiden Shogun and A, and sort of like there's a part of me that kind of wishes we'd seen a bit of their fight, just to kind of see what that would look like and how that would go. But just hearing their interaction was kind of fascinating. And then, I mean, an episode with the Aimiko. We'll always be down for that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, she's just great. I mean, every time she's on screen, she's very captivating. Love her delivery of lines on certain things. Love how playful she is, and just how, confident and she is. She just has tremendous amount of swagger.
I also love the impact that this episode had on Paimon. Like, I feel like she went on a bit of an emotional roller coaster throughout this whole thing. Like, her mind was blown a few times over. There was some fear. There was some excitement. So yeah, it was also a good episode for Paimon.
Yeah, but like it was also, I mean, like, so there was the whole what Paimon talked about, like, you know, like internal struggle that was going on between A and or Raiden Shogun, the puppet that she made. But also, like I was talking about, like, you know, AI, because like she basically, like, the puppet was a program. And it was programmed to act a certain way. And so then when you yourself, the creator, go outside that program, then all of a sudden, like, the program like comes after you and starts to tell you, like, no, like, you are not doing what I was programmed to, like, to stop, or you are doing what I was programmed to stop. So now I must have to stop you. So there was a little bit of like, yeah, like, I don't know, AI revolution in there as well. And it's interesting that they had a battle for 500 years before the puppet was like, okay, you really mean it. I can tell.
And I thought that was interesting, just like the use of the word erosion, like that she needed to make sure that her change of heart was genuine and not due to erosion. And it kind of just made me think of, like, sometimes we've talked about, you know, as people become adults and sort of like children being so ideal, but that gets eroded over time as you become an adult, and the world is so complicated, and like there are times when maybe your morals are put in a position of potentially being compromised if you choose a certain thing or whatnot. So it was interesting to me that the specific word choice there was erosion, like that a part of your good judgment has maybe been eroded, or your morals or something that has led you to this moment, versus it being truly of good intent and genuine to how you feel. And also it's impressive, just like, I mean, to win constantly, because she said she hadn't lost in 500 years. Yeah. So, like, it's one thing, like, you know, I mean, Michael Jordan could beat me in basketball for 500 years straight, you know, because, yeah. So, but like, they were on equal level pretty much for the most part. So, like, to think that you should beat someone for 500 years and win every single time, if like you're on equal, if you're like basically equal to them, like even if you were just like a little bit better, not like supremely better, but just like a little bit better, the odds are very small that you'd be able to do that. Yeah. So that's, I was impressed that she was able to win every single one. I agree. I think it was also very impressive. Well done, A. Yeah. Let us know what you thought about this down below in the comments. And if you want early access for our Genshin Impact reaction, you can get that over on Patreon or joining our YouTube membership right here down below. Hit the little join button. Yeah. If you join Patreon, you'll get early access to both channels that way. Thanks so much for watching our reaction for Genshin Impact, but just keep in mind that our reaction is definitely not definitive.